the dog. I'm your friendly little assistant, Chris, and with me today, standing directly behind me so you can't see him, is Spock. Spock is part of the Tribbles litter, born back in March. His parents are Miss Bianca and Sir Richard. It's been a little while since we weighed Spock, but he's probably around 90 to 100 pounds by now, I'd say. He's looking pretty big these days. Spock eats 3 times a day, 3 cups in the morning and at night, and then 2 cups for lunch, and he loves to eat. Let's see, Spock is pretty easily identified by the big dot right on his forehead. Let's see if we can get that on camera. He's got his big dot right in the center of his forehead. Some of his training strengths include his pace, ball, brace, his back. He does very well in training. The one thing that I saw of note that he had trouble with looked to be his recall, which actually he recalls pretty well here. So I actually find that kind of surprising. Just remind me, I'm also trying to pull up the Explore page while I'm doing this. But Spock. There we go. Spock. So as I mentioned before, Spock pretty easily identified by that big dot right on his forehead. Looks quite a bit like his dad, I would say, Sir Richard. He's got a very similar head shape to his dad. He's starting to get a lot of freckles, which honestly reminds me a bit of Fred. Very friendly boy, loves people, loves to eat, loves to whine when it's before he's waiting for his turn at breakfast and during lunch. I'm going to open it up to some questions about Mr. Spock. Questions about Mr. Spock? Hey, Spock, come here. Yeah, good boy. See, your recall's fine. I don't know what they're talking about. Your recall is just fine. Oh. Let's see, I don't think of anything about Mr. Spock in the meantime. Know too much about Sir Richard. He's only been here a couple times while I've been here. It's mostly just been through reading. So I don't have too much of a read on his personality. I can say that all the Tribbles are very much like their mother. They're very vocal, love attention, or very vocal trying to get attention. They all used to be very mouthy. A lot of them have gotten known for that, but it still pops up every so often. They'll still try when they're trying to get attention, they still get a little mouthy on you. Nothing hard, nothing aggressive, just an attempt to get attention, which we have curtailed for the most part. So a lot like their mother. I don't know too much about Sir Richard, so I can't really say how much they like him. Some of the boys are starting to look more and more like him. And at first they all look like their mother, but a lot of the boys are starting to get kind of their father as they grow. Their face is starting to look a lot more like Sir Richard and Bianca. Mark B asks, what do you love most about Spock? Honestly, he's just such a sweet boy. He really is. All the Tribbles are. They're really just a very sweet litter, very well behaved too, with the exception of, as I mentioned before, the mouthiness. That's really the only issue we've had with them. So I really love Spock because he's such a sweet, he loves attention, loves people. He's a really fun dog to be around. Yes, how is he on training? I don't know if anyone's taken him for an overnight yet. I don't think so. But I do hear good things about his training outings. He seems to be doing very well. I believe it was Spock that one of our trainers said that he was doing the best out of all of his siblings. I think it was Spock. So he does very well in his outings, though. But I don't think anyone has. I don't think anyone's taking him for an overnight yet. But he should be getting meters at some point. So we'll find out then. Crafty asks, how are his eating habits? He's just fine. He devours his food, no problem. He's one of the few good ones. He actually still eats. We've been having an epidemic of just dogs just not wanting to eat at the stand, wanting to eat in their kennels for one reason or another. Some of them I think are just bored. Spock has been pretty consistent though. He eats it all. He eats it very quickly. He loves his food. He loves his kibble. I'm very thankful for that. Crafty asks, do they mainly weigh them when they need warmer or other medications? Yeah, that's the only time I've seen them weighed, is if we are going to be giving them the warmer or some kind of medication, or if we're going to be like putting them to the vet or something. We need to know their weight ahead of time for whatever reason. So it's usually every couple months. I believe we did weigh them back in October, for whatever reason the weights aren't on the document which we record them. So I'm sure they're somewhere, but for whatever reason the document hasn't been updated. So we'll get around to that. But for now, I don't have a clear read on what the current weights are. But I mean, compared to Emma's about 110 pounds. He's probably a little bit smaller than her, so he's probably around 100 pounds, I'd say. Mark V says 3 best words to describe Spock: hungry, friendly, loud. He does like to whine when he's hungry or when he wants attention. And he's always hungry, so he can be a little bit noisy sometimes. But we love him all the same. Crafty asks, what kind of recipient do you think Spock would be best suited for? So it's a little early to tell on that. I think personality-wise, he should be able to go with anyone. Probably, yeah, I'd say personality-wise, he'd probably go with anyone. I'd say he'd excel with anyone who wants a very attached dog, because he will be, I can guarantee you, once he's out, he'll probably be very attached to whoever he goes with. But as far as training, as far as like his pace, grace, all that, size, it's still a little early. He's not even a year yet, so we're getting there. We are getting there, but we will see who his ideal recipient, what kind of person that would be. I would say whoever is willing to give him all the loving that he wants, because he will want a lot. He also asks who are his dog friends. So he generally gets along with everyone that we've put him with. I don't think he's had any fights. I know there was a time where he accidentally ended up with Riker, I think it was. It was Riker or Crusher it was Crusher. We accidentally put him with Crusher, thinking it was Naomi, and they were just fine. So he generally gets along very well with everyone we put him with. I didn't put him with Emmett, so I don't know about him now. But we did try him with Sister recently, and they seem to get along just fine. So he seems to be getting, he doesn't seem to be having any issues with other dogs. He gets along well with everyone, especially his siblings. He loves playing with his siblings. Marky asks, what do you think you would like most from people's Thanksgiving dinner? Man, I don't think he's going to limit it to one option. If we give him the option, he's not going to pick any one thing. He's just going to go for it. You'd open up the table to him and say, okay, Spock, any one thing you can pick, and he would just go for it. He'd go for every single thing. He's not as bad as Davis or Sloan, but I think he tried to get it as much as he could. Where he'd probably go for that turkey first. He would see the biggest thing there, and he would grab that and run. Hey, Spock! Spock, come here. Come back on the camera. Yeah, what yeah. Yes, his recall while he's here is very good. So I don't know, maybe he's just nervous while he's but that's the one thing that all the Tribbles share. They are all very good at their recall while they're here. They all kennel up very well. Riker's been drifting a little bit, but he still does well. Alright, I'm going to leave it open to any last minute questions about Mr. Spock.